But we have a title race.
Big one.
In the Premier League, a legit one, because Arsenal travel away to West Ham.
Yeah.
They draw 2-2. I think it's fair to say this time it is 2 points dropped.
Yeah.
At the same time, City beat Leicester. We're going to talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah.
A little bit hairier than it should have been. But Jules, I heard, and I don't know if this is true because, never trust the media, that this is the first time in the history of the Premier League that a team in first place let slip a 2-goal lead in consecutive weeks, which is what happened last week against Liverpool, and we were kind to them. We said, all right, it's a 0.1. This week against Arsenal, against West Ham, 2-0 up after 10 minutes.
Yeah. And then you drop 2 points because you drew 2-2, making on your own. You can only blame yourself. This is on you. On Arsenal, the way they let West Ham coming back into the game with that penalty and the Partey mistake on that first goal. Saka missing a penalty, everybody misses a penalty, but it's true that if he scores, he's 3-1 up again straight after the break, and Arsenal, I don't think West Ham come back from that. And then,
especially West Ham's goal came 2 minutes later.
Exactly,
It looked to me
2 minutes later.
Still a little bit rattled.
But when with another big mistake from Arsenal, when you're defending a set piece and you clear the ball and everybody pushes up, which is the right thing to do, so you don't stay too deep, everybody pushes up to put the other team's players offside. You have to be very aware of what's around you, so nobody who is onside then gets a clear chance. And that's exactly what happened with Bowen. Tierney maybe should have marked him. Gabriel should have marked. Someone should have shouted that Bowen was on his own, and instead it's a ball over the top from Benrahma, I think it was. And then the finish by Bowen was a decent finish, but it's just a goal that you should not concede for a team like Arsenal. And then that's cost them dearly.
You mentioned Partey there. I think we do need to pick on him a little bit, because this is the guy this is your veteran leader in midfield, right? This is the guy who's been there, who's done that. He's your warrior in the middle of the park. You could almost understand if Odegaard or whatever has a brain fart, or Saka. Thomas Partey, this is not supposed to be doing this.
No. And you can lose the ball. Everybody loses the ball at some point, because it could be a lack of concentration, because the opposition player can just play it well and just sprint ahead of you, or just barges at you and the referee doesn't give it. But to lose the ball that way by trying to do like a little sombrero, a little flick over, rise, whether there's handball or not, I don't care. You just can't lose the ball trying to be fancy in that area of the pitch. It's so dangerous, just in front of your own box. It's can't. Hoof the ball on the M25 if you want to, if you're not sure, or try to get a foul. I don't know, anything. Play backwards, but don't try that little flick at that time of the game when you're so much under control. That's what really annoyed me the most.
The handball or alleged handball from Declan Rice, it all depends what pictures you look at. And I think the reason VAR didn't strike off the goal is they said, I see different things in different pictures. It happens sometimes, I said Zinchenko, this is a different team without Zinchenko.
Yeah, for sure.
Asking Kieran, and I was kind of surprised that he didn't make an adjustment. He almost asked Tierney to play the Zinchenko role. But he's not that sort of player.
No.
Why not? I mean, I guess it would have been 6 of one, half dozen of another. But to me, this was the game where if you say, all right, if we want to play that way, we make an adjustment. We play maybe Xhaka at left back or whatever. If we want that left back to step into midfield that way. If not, just let Tierney be Tierney down the wing, and we'll beat them another way. And certainly at 2-0 up, you have the option to do that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I think since the last time he played, and he hasn't played a lot at all.
Boxing Day was his last start, I think.
But I think there's an improvement there. You could see that he's clearly working on it at training, and they're working with him at training to make him a bit more of an inverted fullback. But yeah, it's not at the level as Zinchenko. But there's not many fullbacks who can play like Zinchenko anyway, because Zinchenko is not a fullback. He plays there, but he's not a fullback. With Tierney, he's a left back. So I don't know what the answer is. Yeah, of course you can play Xhaka or someone else. The problem is you also work at training every day with Xhaka in midfield, and with Tierney has worked with the back four defensively all season. So it's disturbing too if you change Xhaka and put somebody else in midfield. I don't know. I think Tierney was the easiest solution, but yeah, without the same outcome for sure.
Right. Obviously, so much hinges on when these two teams, Manchester City and Arsenal, face each other later this month. The gap is 4 points. City have a game in hand and a much better goal difference. Personally, and maybe a slightly easier schedule, though personally I think there's going to be more twists and turns. We're going to play the percentage game. I'm going to go right out and say it. For me, I think you still have to go and win the games. I'm still going to give Arsenal the slightest of edges. I'm going to go 51-49. How's that?
Yeah, I'm with you. Right now, you would rather have the extra 4 points that Arsenal have than City because those points are there on the board.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.